that was Nalemona Bravo. Sorry, this is the When We Met Polka. Come on, let's get those hands clapping together. Here we go, a little ooh la la, 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 ooh la 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 la, ooh 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 la 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 la. Yes, James Weir, thank you very much. Okay, for all the folks here from out of town, we're going to do one called the Hey Hey Kamalerobie Polka, off of our Family Favorites Volume Number 1. If you have a request, please write it down. Let us know if we can play a happy song for you. We only have 2 sets, and that's about maybe 27 songs. That's it. Okay, so here we go. One called Hey Hey Kamalerobie. from Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. Let's have a hand for the valuable Chilla Band here in the first step, here in Johnstown, Pennsylvania. Hey, we're going to do a tune off of our brand new CD. Put Chris on the concertina and Davey here on the clarinet. And it's called Hands a Clapping. So in Polish, bawmy się. So everybody get your hands like this. Just start clapping those hands. So here we go. Bawmy się. 1, 2, raz, dwa. Here we go. Clap those hands. Bawmy się. Okay, here we go, one called the Polka Road. How many of you drove more than 100 miles to get here?
Oh, yeah.
More than 100 miles, raise your hand. More than 500 miles to get here. Anyone? Hey, there's some people here from Texas. There's people here from Texas. Okay, so here we go, one called the Polka Road. Up my bags, got my roof on. Baby, that's where I found the good time. Well, I me and my friends now, they're going out today? Yes, I'm going ham on the dashboard, playing the tunes that make me feel good. Yes, I hit the rush on the skyway. My mind is thinking one day, 'cause I love the road, where I'm feeling free on that polka road. Running lonely, blue back taxi ferries, so hard across the nation on the polka road. Celebrating, come along with me. Come on, everybody, go, 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 yeah, woo, go. Just told my boss that I'm leaving, headed out where I'll find a good time. Well, I think he knows just where I'm going, out where I'm gonna give praise. I love that polka road, where I'm feeling free down that polka road. Running along with you, little friends and city families, all across the nation on that polka road. Celebrating, come along with me, come on, buddy. I love the polka road, where I'm feeling free down on that polka road. Running along with you, little friends and city families, all across the nation on that polka road. Celebrating, come along with me. Okay, the boxes. Come on, everybody. We love that polka road. Go, 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 go. Woo, woo, woo. Hey, there we go. That's on our brand new CD, one called the Polka Road. Okay, Old Beddick time. Grab your favorite Old Beddick partner. And we're going to do one called the... let's do the right outside the door, Beddick. We're going to put the pressure on the band right off the bat. So one called the right outside the door, Old Beddick. So grab your favorite partner. Here we go. And we've got a beautiful day, beautiful crowd. We want everybody to yell and scream on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's not that good. We want everybody to raise your right hand. Everybody raise your right hand. Now, everybody turn around and shake the person's hand behind you. Everybody turn around. That never works at a polka dance. There's supposed to be nobody there. But you guys are so nice that you're all going to actually shake hands. That's so nice. I love it. That's why we love polka music, right?
That's right.
Okay, Obedic, one call right outside the door.
1, 2, 3.
Hey! the door open, dziękuję. Okay, hunky style coming your way. We're going to do one called the Idzie Lala Polka. And we've got a couple friends here from Cleveland, Ohio. So here we go, one called Idzie Lala Sienna Picnic. So we'll start off with the kick drum. Okay, let's get those hands clapping together, everybody. Let's go. Idzie Lala Sienna Picnic. And Lala is the name of a lady. So Idzie Lala. Lala is going to go to the picnic. That's basically the whole song. Okay, come on everybody, stomp those feet together. Okay, another one. This is an oldie but a goodie polka company waiting for all the Little Wally fans. How many people remember Little Wally? Raise your hand. The Maui Waju, one called the Boys and Girls Polka. That means the boys and girls are going to go out swimming in a pond, two separate ponds, and they're going skinny dipping. And the boys want to go see the girls, but the mothers are saying, no, 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 no. Stay over in your pond. So here we go, the Boys and Girls Polka. llorar, conmigo pido llorar. Llevo la vida leche, no se compari, jeszcze chłopcy compari. Llevo la vida leche, no se compari, jeszcze chłopcy compari. Jeszcze chłopcy compari. Okay, everybody help us out together. Are you ready? Polka. Thank you very, very much. Okay, one little bit more on the modern side. We're going to do one called Don't Pull Your Love Out on Me, Baby. This is off of our More Cowbell CD. And we do have all of our compact discs available in front of the main stand. And again, we are the Polka family all the way from Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania, about 3.5 hours away from here to the east. And we hope you guys are having a great time. This is our 28th year here at the Johnstown Polish Fest. So let's give Jane and the crew a nice round of applause. Okay, here we go. One call. Don't pull your love out on me, baby. When I watch you go and go down and see you anymore. But don't pull your love out on me, baby. If you do, I think the baby out is a baby. Cry for 100 years. But don't pull your love out on me, honey. Take my heart, my soul, my mind. time. And I got down on my knees. What I have to be pretty please. Love for your love, I love you, baby. You do what I need to make it. I love you, baby. Like for 100 years. Love for your love, I love you, baby. Take my heart, my soul, my body. Love me, drown me. Come on, everybody, sing along. Love for your love, baby. When you do what I need to make it. I love you, baby. Like for 100 years. Love for your love, I love you, baby. Take my heart, my soul, my body. Don't leave me drowning in my tears. Don't put your love on me, baby. Okay, Joe on the fiddle. Let's play a couple fiddle tunes here for you.
Yeah, well, while they're getting set to have Joey Guzevich play the fiddle, just want to say hi and hello to everyone that is watching us here in Johnstown, Pennsylvania. This is the 25th annual First Summit Bank Johnstown PolkaFest. And of course, this is the 4-time Grammy-nominated Polka family band. Of course, from
Okay, Joe on the fiddle here. Let's do the cold cracker polka. Sorry, my bad. Lazy les bon temps brûlés. Let the good times roll. In French, laissez les bon temps brûlés. Come on, get those hands down together. Woo, woo, woo. Give him a hand there, one called Lazy Lay Bon Ton Roulé. Thank you. Okay, Joe on the fiddle one more time, on another Polka family original, one called When I Hear the Fiddle Play. And we're having a great time. Again, get around to all the vendors, just check them out. Get yourself something to eat and drink. Great food here. We do have, again, our t-shirts and compact disc available. Special deal, 2 for $30. So here we go. One called When I Hear the Fiddle Play. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and... When I Hear the Fiddle Play, that's available on our I Love Polka Music Recording. Thank you.
Well, we hope everyone is enjoying the live performances this weekend at the Johnstown PolkaFest, the 25th annual edition of the first Summer Bank PolkaFest.
A couple more before we bring back the Boyd Teleman. So
once Polka Family takes the break, Don Boydzilla will be back on with the final set.
Are you ready,
and of course, Polka Family will be back with their final
Okay, the Johnstown Polka.
Stick around, don't go anywhere.
Number 1.
Music till 11 p.m.
The Italian Stallion. Go. Woo. Come on, let's give him a hand. She wanted to film this one, so let's get those hands clapped together off of our family favorites, number 2. I've been many places where I've had some fun. I've traveled the highways, I've followed the sun. But when the day is over and I lay to rest, I dream of those hills that I love the best. Come on, those Pennsylvania hills are calling me home. Those Pennsylvania hills where you're never alone. Those Pennsylvania hills are beckoning me. Those friendly people with their good old hospitality. Rouse the line! But when the day is over, I others? Oh, we have time for one more. Okay, let's do the We Are Family polka. We are family. Don't worry about the rain. Forget that. Just don't think about it.
It's not raining.
Okay, here we go. One called We Are Family off of our Grammy nominated We Are Family polka recording. And even to Johnstown, Pennsylvania. Old friends, new friends, and every destination. And all in that we are family, Polka family. We lost the family together. We are family, Polka family. Come on, everybody, sing along with us. One more time. Let's go. One more set. We are the Polka family. Thank you very, very much for enjoying our music. We do have our CDs right here in front of the main set. T-shirts help support polka music.